ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतः पदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Welcome all of you all for our Gita overview series. Finally, we are inching towards the end of Bhagavad Gita. Last 3 chapters left. Today we are doing the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which is called the Divine and Demonic Natures, Daivi Asura Sampada. So before we get into the 16th chapter, I don't know how many of you all remember, should we do like a quick recap of the acronyms of the first 15 chapters? I don't know, we can check how many of you all are really alert and how many of you all are you all understanding these acronyms. Chapter 1, okay, what is the, we'll do like a quick quiz. What is the name of chapter 1? नहीं, chapter 1 का नाम क्या है? Chapter 1, what is the name? So at least towards the end of the 18th chapter, you all should go back and say that you all have understood something. Observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjuna Vishad Yoga. What is the acronym for chapter 1? Doubt. Very good. Some other time I will ask you all, what does this doubt mean? What is the full, what are the various verses of this? We can try to do that also. Chapter 2, what is the name of chapter 2? Sankhya Yoga, or in English, contents of the Gita summarized. Very good. Thank you. What is the acronym for chapter 2? Gita. Very good. Chapter 3 is called Karma Yoga. What is the acronym for chapter 3? TREE. Chapter 4, what it is called? Transcendental Knowledge. What is the acronym for chapter 4? Years. EARS. Chapter 5, what is the chapter name for chapter 5? Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness. What is the acronym for chapter 5? Step. Chapter 6, what is chapter 6? Dhyan Yoga. The acronym for chapter 6? Easy. Chapter 7 is called Knowledge of the Absolute. What is the acronym for chapter 7? Head, HEAD. Chapter 8 is called Attaining the Supreme, Akshara Brahma Yoga. What is the acronym for chapter 8? Dead, DEAD. Chapter 9, what is the most confident knowledge? Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. What is the acronym for chapter 9? King. Chapter 10 is called Opulence of the Absolute, Vibhuti Yoga. The acronym for chapter 10 is C, SEE. Chapter 11 is Universal Form, Virat Roop Darshan. The acronym for chapter 11 is Rupa, RUPA. Chapter 12 is called Bhakti Yoga, Devotional Service. The acronym for chapter 12 is God, GOD. Chapter 13, The nature, enjoyer and consciousness. Kshetra, Kshetragya. So the acronym for chapter 13 is wise, W-I-S-E. Chapter 14, three modes of material nature. The acronym for chapter 14 is trap, T-R-A-P. Chapter 15, which is the previous chapter that we saw. Chapter 15 is called Yoga of the Supreme, Purushottam Yoga. Acronym for chapter 15 is Home, H-O-M-E. Good. So far so good. So today we are doing the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita called the Divine and Demonic Natures. So this chapter is also a very important chapter because within us are both divine and demonic natures. We often give this example. In Satya Yuga, demons and demigods had different planets. Demons would be in a different planet and demigods would be in a different planet. In Treta Yuga, demons and demigods had different countries. Treta Yuga is the time of Lord Ram. Ram was in Ayodhya, all the devotees and all the demons were in Lanka, different countries. In Dwapar Yuga, they were in the same family. Kauravas, Pandavas, same family. In Kali Yuga, they are in the same person. So sometimes we are demonic, sometimes we are devotees. One devotee was explaining this point. When we come to satsang, we become devotees. Divine qualities come. As soon as you go out of the satsang, all the demonic qualities come. Okay? So our colors keep changing. No, like this, we keep moving around. So in Latin American, there's this example that within us, we have a good dog and a bad dog. Okay? So the good dog represents the good qualities and the bad dog represents the bad qualities. And these two dogs are continuously fighting. So therefore this chapter is important. Daivi Asura Sampada. The fight between demons and demigods is a constant thing that it's not only in the scriptures. It's not only in Mahabharata time. It's not only in Ramayana time. It's actually going on in our life. So this chapter is very, very important. The good dog and the bad dog. So both these dogs are continuously fighting with good qualities and the bad qualities. So which dog will win depends on which dog is more stronger. So in this particular chapter, Lord Krishna is encouraging all of us to make the good dog more stronger. So therefore, the acronym for chapter 16 is dog, D-O-G, right? That's the acronym. The first 6 verses of this chapter speak about divine and demonic qualities and introduction, more of the divine qualities, right? So the first 3 verses, this chapter is an interesting chapter because only in the first 3 verses Krishna speaks about divine qualities. Rest of the full chapter is about demonic qualities. You may say, why is Krishna doing that? Because for all of us, the reality is we have too much demonic qualities to deal with. So we have to also understand how dangerous it is. So knowledge has 2 aspects. One is to understand what is right. The other aspect of knowledge is to understand what is wrong. What qualities you have to have, that also we have to study. Humility, tolerance. And we have to also study the dangers of having wrong qualities. What we should avoid. So therefore, the first section, 1 to 6, the D of this acronym DOG refers to an introduction to divine and demonic qualities. More of the divine qualities that Lord Krishna speaks. Text 1 to 3. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavastiti Dhanam Damascha Yagyascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akarodas Tyaga Shantir Apaishunam Daya Bhuteshu Aloluptvam Mardavam Rir Achapalam Tejah Shamadriti Shocham Adroho Nati Manita Bhavanti Sampadam Daivam Abhijatasya Bharata Lord Krishna says here, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, freedom from envy, and from passion for honor. These are the divine qualities. So Lord Krishna is listing 26 divine qualities here. So these, if we consider ourselves to be divine, at least not demonic, so these are the qualities that we should try to have or try to cultivate in our life. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, the 15th chapter was Purushottam Yoga. In the 15th chapter, Lord Krishna explained about a banyan tree. You remember this? Upside down banyan tree. Urdhva Mula Adashakam. So for a banyan tree to be there has to be roots. So what are the roots? These roots refer to our karma. So there are two types of karma, good karma, bad karma. Lord Krishna spoke about this in the 7th chapter also. Sukriti, Dushkriti. So who is a divine person or a demigod or a deva? One who does good activities. And one who does wrong activities, he is considered to be an asura. So Lord Krishna, in the previous chapters, he did mention about divine and demonic in quite a few places. But in this chapter, Lord Krishna explains very clearly who divine people are, who demonic people are. Generally, when we think about a demon, we think about a person with two horns, big teeth. That's what we think about. But that's not necessarily a demon. A demon is based on what qualities he has, and a demigod is based on what qualities he has. So Lord Krishna in this particular chapter explains the different qualities of demonic and divine people and the various advantage and disadvantage. So we have to choose what we want to become in life. So here Lord Krishna uses the word Abhijatasya Bharata. Abhijatasya means born. So Srila Prabhupada explains here, everything starts with the time of conception, Garbhadhan Sanskar. What kind of soul is attracted? When parents come together, male and female, what kind of soul is attracted? That will determine whether this soul is going to be demonic or divine. Right? So it's very, very important. Abhijatasya. So that means ultimately it is the consciousness of the parents that actually comes into the children. So in this section of 3 verses, Lord Krishna explains 26 qualities. But these 26 qualities are divided according to different varna and ashrama. We all know the concept of varna and ashrama, right? So varna refers to Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and ashrama refers to Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. So 26 qualities mentioned here, but some of the qualities, we all have to cultivate these qualities, but some of the qualities are more relevant to one particular varna, one particular ashram. So people in that particular varna, in that particular ashram have to cultivate these qualities. So Lord Srila Prabhupada explains here, the first quality that Lord Krishna mentions here is called Abhaya. Abhaya means fearlessness. And this, everyone should try to have this quality. But this quality is most important for a sannyasi. So Srila Prabhupada, each of these qualities, Prabhupada explains what it is, and Srila Prabhupada also explains that which varna and which ashram should be trying to cultivate this quality. Fearlessness is a quality that a sannyasi should have. That means if someone is taken to the order of sannyas, he should have faith that Krishna will protect me. So previously, in olden times, sannyasis would go to the jungle and they would be fearless because they knew that if Krishna is there to protect, nothing can happen to me. So they would stay with wild animals and they would be fearless. So Srila Prabhupada explains here, this quality of fearlessness is very, very important. Lord Chaitanya, as the ideal sannyasi, he had this quality of fearlessness. He just went away from his home completely fearless, without any money, full faith that Krishna will protect. And the Bhagavatam first canto, you have the example of Narad Muni's previous life. He just walked towards the north, walking in the jungle alone, completely fearless, having faith in Krishna. So this is the first quality that a sannyasi should try to cultivate, which is abhayam, fearlessness. Second quality that Lord Krishna mentions here is called sattva samshuddhi, purifying one's existence. This also is definitely to be cultivated by everyone, but a sannyasi, for him, the most important duty is to cultivate sattva samshuddhi. A sannyasi means one who is actually about to enter into the spiritual world. He has to be detached. And Prabhupada explains here, for a sannyasi it is very important that they remain very careful in association of the opposite sex. And Lord Chaitanya, as the original sannyasi, the ideal sannyasi, Mahaprabhu was very, very strict. Women would see him from a distance. They wouldn't come and talk to him. And we have the example of Chota Haridas. If you all know the story of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu, when he was in Jagannath Puri, he had one of his associates called Chota Haridas. And this Chota Haridas, one time he looked at a woman in a wrong way. Mahaprabhu completely rejected Chota Haridas. And Chota Haridas finally goes to Haridwar, to Sangam, Allahabad, and he leaves his body. So Srila Prabhupada explains here, for a sannyasi, the first principle of fearlessness and the second principle of sattva samshuddhi. He has to purify one's existence and stay away from wrong association. The third item that Lord Krishna mentions here is called Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti. Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti means engaged in cultivation of knowledge and distribution of knowledge. So this also refers to this, everyone has to follow, but this also is prominently for a sannyasi. A sannyasi cultivates knowledge, and what is his duty? His duty is to distribute this knowledge. So Srila Prabhupada explains here, sannyasis in previous times, they would go and beg house to house. This is called madhukari. They would go to different people's houses. But they were not going to beg. They were actually going to give people knowledge. Begging was just a medium, just an excuse. They wanted to give knowledge. So a sannyasi is also supposed to ideally preach Krishna consciousness more and more. So sannyasi gives up his family and makes the entire world his family and goes around preaching. So the first three items, abhayam, sattva samshuddhi, jnana yoga vyavasthiti, applies to everyone, but more prominently to a sannyasi. That's what Srila Prabhupada explains. The fourth item that Lord Krishna mentions here is called dhanam. Dhanam refers to charity. And this ideally it should be followed by grahasthas. Because grahasthas, they have a duty to give charity. In the Varnashram system, brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyas. Only the grahasthas work, earn money. Sannyasi doesn't work, brahmachari doesn't work, vanaprastha doesn't work. That means a grahastha's duty is to protect all the other three ashrams. So a grahastha is supposed to give in charity, and Srila Prabhupada explains here the best way to give in charity is to give in charity to the Krishna conscious movement, to the Vaishnavas, to spread this message more and more. So in that way, the grahasthas, sannyasis, they work in hand to push on this mission. The next principle that Lord Krishna mentions here is called damaha, the fifth item. Damaha refers to self-control. And Srila Prabhupada also mentions here, this also is for everyone, but it is also for householders. Right? So Prabhupada says, one should unite with the wife only for the reason to produce children. Sex life should be very, very controlled. So this is the principle of damaha, self-control. The next item, yajna, sacrifice. So Prabhupada mentions here, this also is for householders, grahasthas. So previously, there was this Agnihotra yajna, many grahasthas still do it. But Prabhupada explains here, what is most important is the Sankirtan yajna. Because in Kali Yuga, all other yajnas don't work so well. So Sankirtan yajna is the best sacrifice. So Srila Prabhupada explains, all the other yajnas, Agnihotra, other things, you may need money to do it. But Sankirtan yajna is free of cost. You don't have to pay anything. Just sit at home and chant Hare Krishna. That's it, simple principle. And if you do this, it is the best kind of yajna. So Srila Prabhupada says, Sankirtan, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, is the best sacrifice and inexpensive sacrifice, free of cost. Right? So one should definitely try to do this. So these three principles, dana, dhamma and yajna, to give charity, to control senses and to perform yajna, Srila Prabhupada writes here, it's especially meant for householders, grahasthas. The next principle, the seventh item that Lord Krishna mentions here is called Swadhyaya. What does Swadhyaya mean? Swadhyaya means study of scriptures. This also is for everyone. All the 26 qualities everyone should cultivate, but a particular ashram or particular varna has to cultivate one quality more than all the others. So Swadhyaya is especially meant for brahmacharis, right? This is especially meant for brahmachari, study of scriptures. And Prabhupada also explains here, a brahmachari also should not have any connection with women. So this is the principle of Swadhyaya. The next principle that Lord Krishna mentions is tapaha, austerity. The principle of tapasya, I think you all should put your mobiles in silent. Mobiles ko silent mein rakhiye. So this is also an austerity. Kaliyug mein mobile ko silent mein rakhna. So tapasya is austerity. This is meant especially for the vanaprasthas. Vanaprastha, who is a vanaprastha? One who is retired, right? So this is there. Srila Prabhupada explains here, ideally everyone has to follow this principle of tapasya. Human life is meant for tapasya. Tapo divyam putrakayena sattvam. Animal life there is no tapasya. But in spiritual life, in human life, you follow tapasya so that you can achieve something bigger. Simple, right? We all go to college, school. Going to school, college is tapasya. Who really loves going to school, college? There may be few children, right? But most people really don't like it. But you still do it because you know it's important. In the long run, it will help you. So similarly, spiritual life, chanting Hare Krishna may be difficult sometimes. One of our very senior devotees, Govind Prabhu, we have a school in Bombay called Gopal's Garden High School. So Govind Prabhu went to the school and he asked the children, how many of you all like to chant Hare Krishna on Mala? The children honestly told him, we don't like. Govind Prabhu said, sometimes even I don't like, but I still do it. Okay? So just practicing spiritual life is an austerity, one should do it. So Prabhupada explains here, ideally the way the varnashram system works is, the first 25 years one is in brahmachari life, the next 25 years one enters into grihastha life, the next 25 years from 50 on retired life, and then finally sannyas. So the whole idea of varnashram is to make us inch towards tapasya and inch towards austerity in attaining the Lord. So this is the eighth principle, eighth quality that Lord Krishna mentions here, a divine quality. The ninth one is called arjavam. Arjavam refers to simplicity, being very, very simple. So Prabhupada says here, whether he is a grahastha, brahmachari, sannyas, everyone should be simple and straightforward. So spiritual life, matlab simplicity. Someone asked Gaur Govind Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada's very senior disciple, how do you define a Vaishnava? If there is one quality that a Vaishnava should have, what is that? And he said simplicity. That means no duplicity. What is there in your heart, you don't project yourself as something greater than what you are. You're very honest about yourself, very, very simple and humble. So this is the principle of arjavam. The next principle, the 10th quality Lord Krishna mentions here is ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violence. Non-violence. Non-violence in words, non-violence in actions, non-violence in diet also. So Prabhupada mentions here, there are like so many things to eat, so many vegetables, so many things to eat. What is the need to kill? I was recently at an airport. You have this KFC shops everywhere, and I was just seeing the number of Indians getting into this shop with so much excitement. I was thinking, what has happened to the land of India? This is the land of Dharma, and in this land of India, people are left, right, and center, completely proud of eating all this nonsense. So this is the problem. Human society, we cry and make a big fuss about human rights. What about animal rights? Who will speak for them? So it's very important that we follow the principle of ahimsa. So Prabhupada says, what is ahimsa? You don't check anyone's progress. An animal has a lifespan to live. You kill the animal before the lifespan gets over just to eat. That's completely wrong. Everyone has a right to complete their life, complete whatever they want to do. Don't stop anyone's progress, either materially or spiritually. Let people live, let people grow materially and spiritually. That is the principle of ahimsa. The next principle is called satyam. quality number 11. So Satyam means, Prabhupada defines Satyam as one should not distort the truth for personal interest. Satyam doesn't mean that you just speak the truth. That's one aspect. But Satyam also means that you don't distort the truth. Again, in this world, everyone distorts truths. And Prabhupada gives an example, one classic example of distorting the truth. Lord Krishna is explaining something in the Gita. People give their own commentary of Bhagavad Gita. You are distorting the truth. Lord Krishna is saying something else. You are giving some other interpretation. How can this be Satyam? So you have to stick to the principle. You are not supposed to distort the truth for your own personal gain. The next principle, the next quality Lord Krishna speaks about is Akarodha, means to check anger. So Prabhupada explains here, if there is provocation, you just tolerate. As soon as you become angry, your body gets very, very polluted. So tolerate, being free from anger. Then 13th quality Lord Krishna mentions here is Tyagaha. Is Tyaga there? There is Apoishunam also. Okay, we'll see. The word Tyaga, where does Tyaga come? It comes before, later. Okay, so we'll come to this. Tyaga is the principle of renunciation. So Srila Prabhupada, some of it he doesn't explain in detail, but these principles are mentioned. Right? Tyaga is the principle of renunciation. Then the principle of Shantihi. What is Shantihi? What is the word-to-word meaning of Shantihi? Shanti is tranquility. One has to be very, very peaceful in good times, bad times. One has to accept everything in an equipoised way. Sukhe dukhe bhule nako vadane hari naam bolare. One should be very, very tranquil and peaceful. The 15th quality Lord Krishna mentions is Apaishunam. Apaishunam means one should not find fault with others. We have this habit of finding faults, right? So someone who is cultivating a divine quality should not find faults with others. One should try to find fault with yourself. But if someone is actually going down the wrong path, you can find fault only to correct him, not for the sense of feeling better than that person. So this is the principle of Apaishunam, being free from this fault-finding mentality. The next quality Lord Krishna mentions is called Daya Bhuteshu. One should be, how does Srila Prabhupada translate Daya Bhuteshu? Prabhupada says one should be merciful towards other living entities. Daya Bhuteshu. Then the next principle is Aloluptvam. Aloluptvam means one should, actually there are certain principles, certain slides that are missing. Aloluptvam basically means freedom from greed. One should not be too greedy in their endeavors. This is Aloluptvam. And then the principle of Mardavam. Mardavam basically means gentleness. One should be gentle to everyone. Rir, the principle of Rir means one should be very, very modest. Modest means basically humble about oneself. Just yesterday we were discussing one particular story from Krishna Leela. When Lord Krishna goes to Hastinapur and meets Yudhishthir Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj is so very humble and so modest. He tells Lord Krishna, we don't know what pious activities we have done. Great yogis do tapasya for many years, they don't even get your darshan. We are like attached householders, staying in politics and in worldly affairs. Still you are coming to give us darshan. Krishna, you are very, very great. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is not considering himself to be great. He is very, very modest about himself. So this is the principle of Rir. Then the principle of the 20th quality, Achapalam. Achapalam means determined. So Srila Prabhupada says, what does determination mean? Even if there is some failure in a certain path, one should not be frustrated. One should continue on with determination. Then the principle of Tejaha. Tejaha is vigor. And Prabhupada says here, this Tejaha is especially meant for Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas are supposed to be very courageous. They are supposed to be strong. So Prabhupada mentions in many places, non-violence is the principle ahimsa, but for a Kshatriya, he has to use himsa. If a Kshatriya is a coward, he cannot be a Kshatriya. He has to be very, very powerful. The enemies have to get scared of him. Then the principle of Shama. Shama here refers to forgiveness. One has to forgive insults done to oneself. Then the principle of Dhriti. Dhriti means fortitude. Then the 24th principle is called Shaucham. So Prabhupada says Shaucham means cleanliness. Cleanliness within, without. And Prabhupada says here, it is especially meant for business people. Shaucham. The principle of cleanliness. So Prabhupada says cleanliness means one should not deal with black market. Prabhupada says this is also cleanliness. Right? This is also a level of cleanliness that one should be very, very honest in one's dealings and one's business also. And then Adroha. Adroha means one should not be envious towards anyone. And then finally the last principle of Na Ati Manita. One should not expect too much honor. And Prabhupada says, especially even for the worker class, those who are in this class, they should not expect too much honor. Be happy just serving. So these are 26 qualities Lord Krishna mentions as someone who is cultivating a divine life should try to cultivate these qualities slowly. Now from text 4 on, Lord Krishna slowly gets into the topic of the demonic qualities. Right? So we will read text 4. Dambo darpo abhimanascha krodha parushyam evacha Ajnanam chabijatasya partha sampadam asurim. So what are the qualities of the demonic people? Asura. What are the qualities? Dambo darpo abhimanascha krodha parushyam evacha. Pride, arrogance, conceit, anger, harshness of speech, ignorance. These are qualities of demonic people. And if you study society, you will understand why Lord Krishna is stressing so much on the demonic qualities and less on the divine. Because the society is divided like this, especially in Kali Yuga. You will find people with all these demonic qualities calling themselves to be great heroes. This is what the society is. The role models have completely changed, completely flipped. Prabhupada explains in one of the purports ahead, people who have all these demonic qualities are celebrated by everyone. And they feel that this is what life is and everyone wants to follow their path. They have become the Mahajans. So Prabhupada explains here, in this verse, Lord Krishna explains the royal road to hell. If you want to go to hell, this is the path you have to follow. Just follow this path, you will go to hell. Right? So Prabhupada explains here, people who have this kind of demonic qualities, they are always proud of their education, proud of their wealth. They want others to worship them. They don't command respect, but they demand respect. And these demonic qualities, Prabhupada explains, literally comes from the birth. The time when parents conceive, they only bring in such children, and the children gradually, they also follow this path leading towards hell. Text 5. Daivi sampat vimokshaya Dibandhaya surimata Ma shocha sampadam daivim Abhijato si pandava. So Lord Krishna is saying here, Daivi sampat vimokshaya. One who is having this divine qualities, Daivi sampat vimokshaya, he will get liberated. And those who are cultivating asuric qualities, they will get bound in this world. Nibandhaya. So those who are having divine qualities, vimokshaya, they'll get liberated. And those who have asuric qualities, nibandhaya, they will get bound. So as Srila Prabhupada explains in the first verse, what is the advantage and disadvantage of good and bad qualities, Lord Krishna is explaining here. If you have divine qualities, you work towards liberation, you are moving towards liberation. If you have demonic qualities, you are going to become more and more bound in this world. Lord Krishna is assuring Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, you don't worry, you are definitely born with divine qualities. Because Arjuna may feel that he is also demonic, he also has these qualities. Lord Krishna is telling Arjuna, you don't worry. Because Arjuna may think that I am also killing people. Lord Krishna spoke about ahimsa, I am also killing people. Am I having demonic qualities? Lord Krishna is saying, don't worry, you are perfectly situated. So in one sense, we all, if Lord Krishna can give us the certificate, Lord Krishna has given Arjuna the certificate. But the question is, what certificate Lord Krishna is going to give us? Divine or demonic? So it's very important that we get a good certificate in life from Lord Krishna rather from the society and the world around. Text 6. Dvabhuta sarga lokesmin daiva asura evacha daivo vistarasha prokta asuram parthame shruno. Lord Krishna says, my dear Arjuna, son of Pritha, there are two kinds of created living entities. Two kinds of people will always be there. Dvabhuto sargosmin loke, sargo lokesmin daiva asura evacha. These two categories will always be there. Daiva, asura. Daiva is also called sura. Sura and asura. These two categories will always be there. So Lord Krishna says, my dear Arjuna, I have explained to you divine qualities. Now I will tell you about demonic qualities in detail. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, demon and demigod, asura, sura, ya deva and asura. How do you define? Simple understanding Prabhupada gives. A demon is one who doesn't follow Krishna's instruction, who doesn't follow scriptures, who lives life what he wants, whimsically he lives. A demigod is one who follows Krishna's instruction. Finish. This is simple. All other qualities will follow. Again, the Bhagavatam explains, Yashasti Bhaktir Bhagavati Akinchana Sarve Gunes Tatra Samasate Sura. Once you are in alignment with Krishna, naturally the divine qualities will come. Once you are out of alignment with what Krishna wants, naturally the demonic qualities will come. So Sura, which is a deva, a demigod is also called a sura, and a demon is called an asura. What does it mean in simple language? जिसका सुर भगवान के सुर के साथ मिलता है, he is a sura, और जो भगवान के सुर के साथ अलग है उसका सुर, he is called an asura. Simple. Is your life matching with what Krishna wants? Now from text 7 on, Lord Krishna goes to the next section, which is the of this acronym DOG, which is the outlook of demons. What is the vision, the mindset of demons? How do they live their life? What is their lifestyle? 7 to 20. I mean, 3 verses Lord Krishna has dedicated to divine qualities. Now Lord Krishna is like super excited to explain demonic qualities, the world out here, Kali Yuga. And as we read these verses, you'll be able to relate to modern society. You'll be able to clearly relate to modern society, how people think and what they feel. And you'll be able to understand how all this is actually originating from demonic qualities. 7 to 20, outlook of demons. Text 7. Pravritim cha nivritim cha jana na vidur asura na shaucham napi chacharo na satyam teshu vidyate. So Lord Krishna is explaining the demonic qualities. Those who are demonic, pravrittam cha nivrittam cha janana vidur asura. Those who are asura, demons, they don't know what is right, what is wrong, what is to be done, what is not to be done. They don't know anything. They are foolish. Na shaucham, they don't have cleanliness. Acharaha, they don't have proper behavior also. Na satyam teshu vidyate, there is not even a truth in them. No cleanliness, no behavior, they don't know what to do, there's no truthfulness in them. And we'll find this quality everywhere. So Prabhupada explains in the purport, see, any civilized society lives according to some rules and regulations. Again, if there are no rules and regulations, it's animalistic society. Human society means they have to follow certain rules and regulations. A society that abides by laws is a proper citizen. One who breaks laws is a criminal. So we have a proper society lives by rules and regulations. So Prabhupada explains here, in today's world, most people don't know first the rules and regulations of scriptures. They don't know and they don't want to know. And even people who know, some people may know what is right, what is wrong according to scriptures, they don't want to follow. So most category of people is people who don't know, who don't care a fig for the rules and regulations. And there's a certain category of people who know, but they don't want to follow anything. Like Duryodhana knew Krishna is God in one level. He knew it. But he said, so what? I will just do what I want in life. Not at all interested. So Prabhupada explains here, Shaucham, Lord Krishna is using the word Shaucham. Shaucham means cleanliness externally and internally. For external cleanliness, Prabhupada says one should bathe, change clothes. I mean, that's like normal thing that you're supposed to do. But many people even don't do this. They don't even do this. And for internal cleanliness, one should chant Hare Krishna. So these are certain principles about cleanliness and behavior. Srila Prabhupada, when he went to America, Prabhupada had to teach them bhakti. But before teaching them bhakti, before making them devotees, Prabhupada had to make them humans. These hippies, boys and girls, they were not even humans. They were not even taking bath regularly. They are not even wearing fresh dress every day. It was the same culture. The jeans culture is this culture. You wear that same thing day in and day out for 1 month, 2 months, you don't have to wash. That's the culture, jeans culture, right? We are not understanding these principles. So Prabhupada went and taught them human behavior. How to take bath. Prabhupada got boys and girls who were already staying together. Prabhupada got them married. So Prabhupada actually made them human. And then he gave them the process of bhakti. Text 8. Asatyam apratishtitam te jagat ahur anishwaram aparaspara sambhutam kim anyat kamahaitukam. So this is the outlook of demons. They say that this world is unreal. Asatyam. So how do they see this world? The world is unreal. Apratishtitam. There is no foundation. Jagat ahur anishwaram. Anishwaram means they feel that there is no God. They have removed God from the equation completely out. The world is unreal. There is no foundation. And they say that this world is just produced out of sex desire. That means Prabhupada explains here that they feel that man and woman coming together is the result why children are produced. They don't understand that just man and woman coming together, it doesn't produce child. Only if there is Atma, a child is produced. It's just not about two bodies coming together. So matter doesn't create matter. But these people feel that matter only creates matter. They have no understanding of God in the picture. Right? Lord Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, Maya Dakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. So Lord Krishna says, under my jurisdiction, under my supervision, moving and non-moving entities move. Lord Krishna says, I am the creator. But the demons don't believe this. They believe that this world has come because of some big bang or something like that. They have their own theories, but they don't believe in God as the cause. This is the outlook that they have. They feel that lust is the cause of everything. Text 9. Etam drishtim avastabhya nasatmano alpa buddhaya prabhadvanti ugra karmana shayaya jagato hita. So following such conclusions, etam drishtim avastabhya, they have this kind of vision. Now if you don't have God in your life, if you have removed God from your life, you don't believe in God, then you just do what you want. You don't have to follow any rules and regulations, just keep enjoying. So without having God in their definition, such people, such demons are lost to themselves. They have no intelligence and they engage in ugra karmana. Ugra karmana is horrible work, destructive work. And this kind of work, shayaya jagato hita. Jagato hita means welfare of the world. Shayaya, they destroy the welfare of the world. They literally destroy society. And that's what is happening. If you study today's world, Prabhupada is questioning here, how much have we advanced? In terms of technology, we have advanced. But see this, in terms of values, in terms of character, where is the advancement? Param Pujya Radhanath Swami Maharaj, in one lecture which I used to hear long back repeatedly, Maharaj in that lecture explains, one time there was a body in US, they made a statistics. What were the problems that the teachers faced from school children in the 1950s? And in the 1990s, 2000, what are the problems that the teachers have? Complaints from students. In the 1950s, the complaints that teachers had was students running in corridors, sticking gums in the benches, talking while teacher is teaching, or the greatest problem was smoking cigarette in toilets. Children caught. But in 1990s, 2000, what is the problem? These are not the problems at all. The problem is drugs, teenage pregnancy, shootings, violence going on. All these things are the problem. So in what way we have advanced? In 1950, there was no technology, there was no internet, there was no mobile, all these things were not there. In all that terms, we have increased, we have progressed. But see the set of values. This is called Ugra Karma. We are wasting our human energy in things that are not wanted. We can live life based on land, but you have such big industries, which is really so chaotic. So Prabhupada explains here, Prabhupada gives another example. You may have nuclear bombs. You may be very proud that you have invented nuclear bombs, atomic bombs, but these things can literally destroy human society. So in what way we have actually progressed? Spiritual life, though, there is no progress only. Even on material life, there is no peace at all in society. There is no peace. No one is peaceful in this world. Text 10, Lord Krishna says, Kamam ashritya dushpuram damba mana madanvita mohat grihitva sadgrihan pravartante shuchivrata. So Lord Krishna says, Kamam ashritya dushpuram. Such demons have taken shelter of insatiable lust. So Kama is insatiable. Duspuram means it cannot be quenched at all. The more you fulfill, the more the lust burns. Just like you have fire, the more you put fuel in fire, the more the fire is going to burn. So people's lust is insatiable. People want more and more and more. They are never satisfied. They are absorbed in pride, false prestige, the demonic attas illusioned, and they work in unclean ways, attracted to the impermanent. So Prabhupada explains here, what is unclean? Ashuchi vrata. Vrata means taking a vow. Ashuchi vrata means they have taken a vow to be unclean. And Prabhupada explains here, unclean behavior means women, wine, gambling, meat eating. This is unclean behavior. It's going to pollute your body, pollute your consciousness. But people really love to do this because they don't want to achieve anything permanent in life. They are happy with the impermanent. They are happy enjoying this world. Therefore, this is their principle. Eat, drink, be merry. And Prabhupada says, although they are gliding towards hell, they consider themselves very advanced. So Prabhupada is saying here, although such demons are most abominable guys, going towards hell, but they are proud that they are going towards hell. Completely shameless. This is the modern society that we have. Text 11 and 12. Chintam aparimeyam cha paralayantam upashrita kamapabhoga parama etavat iti nishchita asha pasha shater baddha kama krodha parayana ihante kama bhogartam anya yenartha sanchaya. So Lord Krishna says, kama bhoga parama. What is their philosophy? What is their goal in life? Sense gratification. So their prime necessity is sense gratification. The only goal, the modern society without Krishna consciousness, the only goal they have is keep maximizing their sense gratification more and more. Even people in old age, they have so many kinds of different kinds of things, just want to keep enjoying more and more. Prabhupada, in one lecture, Prabhupada was saying that Prabhupada saw an 80-year-old man going to a nightclub. Prabhupada said, what does an 80-year-old man do in a nightclub? But this is their problem. they never give up their idea of sense gratification. They want to invent newer and newer ways because they feel that this is their goal in life. Kama boga parama etavad iti nishchita. They have decided that they will enjoy fully. And for such enjoyment, what they do? They take so much anxiety. Chintan aparimeyancha pralayantam upashrita. For doing sense gratification to enjoy, there's a lot of anxiety that is needed. If you study Ramayana, Ravan, to kidnap Sita, he had to go through so much anxiety. Make plans to kidnap her, do all that. And after she came also, he was still so anxious. So many people told him, Baba, why are you buying so much anxiety? Just give Sita away. But not ready to give. So in today's world, people, their life is filled with anxiety, immeasurable anxiety. And this anxiety goes on till the end of their life. It goes on and on, right? And then Lord Krishna says, Asha Pasha Shater Baddha. They are bound by hundreds and thousands of desires. Asha Pasha Shater Baddha. Asha is desires. Pasha is bound. Shata is hundreds and thousands of desires. We are all bound by these desires. So desires is what is keeping us bound in this world. Kama Krodha Parayana. Parayana means a devotee. Devotees are called Narayana Parayana. Devotees are attached to Krishna. Their life is Krishna. These demons, they are also devotees. You may say, I don't like to be devotees, but you are devotees of Kama and Krodha. You are followers of Kama and Krodha. They are controlling your life. Kama Krodha Parayana. Ihante Kama Bhogartam Anya Niyanat Sanchayan. And to enjoy sense gratification, people are ready to do any illegal thing. Because to do sense gratification, you need money. Now you can't earn money the normal way. Then you do gambling, you do this, you do that. Any illegal way, hook or crook, they want to earn money in order to enjoy. This is their principle in life. So Prabhupada explains here, such people keep on planning. Their plans never end. You will tell them, Baba, when will your desire end? Then desires will never end. So Prabhupada says, in my life I have seen a demon like this. Prabhupada is saying, this guy is about to die and the doctor comes to him. This guy is telling the doctor, Doctor, please give me 4 years more. I have many things to do. Prabhupada is telling him, Baba, you have already lived so much. What are you going to do in 4 years more? And he's trying to beg this doctor, please give me 4 years more. Even if we give you 400 years, still your desires will never get over. Again, you give people unlimited years, when will desires get over? Their plans will keep being more and more. So Prabhupada says here, the laws of nature is such that once you are destined to die, you can't even buy 1 extra second. No doctor can give you. But people don't understand this. Then Lord Krishna, 13, 14, 15, Lord Krishna explains how a demon thinks. What is the thought process of a demon? Idam adya maya labdam imam prapse manoratam idam astidam apime bhavishyati punardanam aso maya hata shatrur hanishye chaparanapi Ishwaroham aham bogi Siddhoham balavan sukhi Adyo bijanavanasmin Konyosti sadrisho maya Yakshe dasyami modishya Iti agyana vimohita. So this is the outlook, the mindset of demons. The demons think, so much wealth I have today and I will gain more. No one is satisfied. Mukesh Ambani, why does he need to work? But that's the nature of this world. How much ever you have, you want to double it, triple it. You want to keep going more and more the ladder. So much wealth I have, I want to increase it by my own schemes. So one, you'll find in this 3 verses, one thing that is always coming. Aham Maya. Demons, just by the vocabulary you'll understand. They'll keep using I, mine. They love to keep speaking about themselves more and more and more. This is demonic mindset. Aham Maya. My, I and mine. I and mine. It will keep coming again and again in their vocabulary, in their language. So much wealth I have today, I'll get more. So much is mine now, I will increase it in the future more and more. As though someone is going to stay forever. He is my enemy. Who is your enemy? One who comes in your way of sense gratification is your enemy. I have killed this guy and I will kill so many other enemies. I am the Lord of everything. Ishwaroham. Ishwaroham means I am God. I am the Lord. They are not devotees. They don't surrender to Krishna. They feel I am great. Ishwaroham. Aham bogi. I am the enjoyer. Siddhoham balavan sukhi. My life is perfect. I am powerful. I am happy. Right? I am the richest. I am surrounded by so many people. No one can be as great as mine. And even if such people perform charity, this charity is only to increase their name and fame. That's all. So this charity is also in the mode of ignorance and passion. Text 16. Aneka chitta vibranta moha jala samavrita prasakta kama bhogeshu patanti narakeshu cho. Aneka chitta vibhranta. Their minds are filled with unlimited anxieties. Unlimited anxieties. Moha jala samavrita. And they are caught in a network of, they don't even understand they are caught in a network. They are so much caught in a network of illusion, very difficult for them to come out. Prasakta kama bhogeshu. And why they are caught? Because they are attached to sense gratification. And in this way, patanti narakeshu cho. Such people gradually enter into hellish life. So Prabhupada explains in this purport, for such people, illegal, black market, anything and everything is okay for them. Right? They don't have any rules and regulations. And for such people, anyone who is their enemy, they'll become their enemies. So one demon becomes an enemy of another demon, in which they keep destroying families, societies, nations. And Prabhupada explains here, such demonic people sometimes become preachers. So this is very, very interesting. Prabhupada says some demonic guys become preachers. And how you'll understand he's a demonic preacher? He will tell you, why are you searching God anywhere? You are only God. I am God. Don't believe in God. Throw away God. God is dead. Such people are also there in this world. Kali Yuga is a very dangerous place. Kali Yuga is a very dangerous place. In saintly dress, in spiritual life, people who are on the spiritual path may actually be demons. So only when you understand Gita, you will understand who is spiritual and who is not. Right? Otherwise, now you may just get carried away, by what they speak and the followers that they have. So you have to be very, very careful. If a guru is calling himself to be God, then that guy is definitely not a guru. Definitely not a guru. According to Krishna, such a person is a demon. Ishwaroham. Ishwaroham means I am God. If someone says I am God, what does Lord Krishna say? Such a person is a demon. Forget speaking about a guru. Such a guy is very, very dangerous. So these are demonic preachings which go on in this world in so many ways. And Prabhupada says for such people, even if they want to be promoted to heavens, they don't follow the regular path of scriptures. They feel that through some satellite they will reach there. Ravan was such kind of a demon. He said, why to do punya to go to Swarga? Ravan said, I will make a staircase to go to Swarga. And he actually started to make that staircase to go to Swarga. So Prabhupada explains here, such people waste their human life in so many ways. They are caught in a network of illusion, moha jala, like a fish caught in a net. They have no way to come out. They don't know how to come out. They don't even want to come out. Text 17. Atma sambhavita sabdha danamana madanvita yajante nama yagyeste dambe na vidhi purvakam. Such people, so in one sense Lord Krishna is repeating many of the things again and again, but Lord Krishna is telling this because he wants to emphasize the kind of demonic mentality that is there in the world. Such people are self-complacent, atma sambhavita. For spiritual life, they are not very eager. For materialistic things, they are very, very eager. Always impudent. always deluded by wealth, false prestige, tanamana madanvita. So these are all intoxications. One is literal intoxication, other is money is an intoxication, power is an intoxication, prestige, completely intoxicated. And even if they perform yajna, yajante nama yajnaste, they are doing only, even if they are dharmic, they are doing it only for namesake. They don't value anything in life. So Prabhupada explains here, such people, they don't follow any path. So therefore Lord Krishna is using the word avadhi purvakam. Avadhi purvakam means such people feel that I can follow my own path. There is no standard path. I can follow what I want. Just keep doing what you want. This is called avadhi purvakam. So Lord Krishna is stressing this point of dambaha, someone who's very, very proud, someone who's very, very arrogant. Text 18. Ahankaram balam darpam kama krodam cha samshrita mam atma paradeheshu pradvishanto baya suyaka. Bewildered by false ego, strength, pride, lust, anger. The demons are envious of the Supreme Person of Godhead. They have ahankar, false ego, balam, they feel they are very strong, they have pride, they have lust, they have anger, and such people are envious of God. So this is, Prabhupada explains in the purport, the root cause of demonic qualities is this original envy. Because we are envious of God. We don't want to serve God, we want to become God. That's envy, na? If someone has wealth, what is envy? You feel that why that guy? Why not me? Hai. So demons means they hate the concept of serving God. They don't want to serve. They want to be the enjoyers. They want others to serve them. So they are envious of God. And because they are envious of God, mam atma paradeheshu pradashvintu baya suyaka. So Lord Krishna says, because someone is envious of Krishna, they are envious of people also. Because if someone is becoming successful, it's because Krishna's mercy is there with that person. They are envious of others also, and they make violence towards others also. Text 19. Tanaham dushata kruran samareshu naradama Shipami ajasram ashubham asirush eva yonishu. So Lord Krishna says, such people who are envious and mischievous, they are the lowest among men, and Lord Krishna says, I perpetually cast them into material existence in various demonic species. So that means if you act like a demon, so demon basically means animal life. If you act like an animal, Lord Krishna will literally make you an animal in the next life. That's what you will become. So this is the way the law of nature works. So Prabhupada explains a very nice point here. You may not believe in God. You may not believe in God. You may say hell with God, you don't believe in God. But at the time of death, God only will decide what your next life is going to be. So Prabhupada, in one video conversation, Prabhupada is talking to some American people, probably some professors out there, and Prabhupada is telling them that if you don't believe in Krishna, at the end of your life you will have to believe Krishna will come as death. That time you will have to believe in him. You may say I don't care for the law of God, but ultimately God only will decide your fate. You have to depend on God. Text 20. Just a minute. So this text 20 is the last verse of this section, the outlook of demons. Asuram yonim apanna muda janmani janmani mam aprapyaiva kaunteya tato yanti adharman gatin. So Lord Krishna says such people, the demons, will get into demonic species, will get into the lower species in the next life. And Lord Krishna is so angry You can see Lord Krishna's anger in this verse. Lord Krishna says, such people will get repeated births and demonic species, and such people will never be able to approach me, and they will sink into the lowest abominable existence. So Prabhupada explains here, God is known as all merciful. But how is Lord Krishna merciful to demons? Lord Krishna seems to be very angry. So Prabhupada said, this is also Lord Krishna's mercy. Because for such demons, only when they go through difficulties, when they suffer like this, they will actually realize. So this is also Lord Krishna's mercy. And Prabhupada is saying, in history, we have seen asuras like this. Ravan, Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu, Duryodhan, and the list goes on and on. For such demons like this, Lord Krishna's mercy is there. Lord Krishna will send them to intense suffering so that slowly they understand their mistakes and rectify. The final section of this particular chapter, 21 to 24, is G of this acronym DOG, and this refers to gates to hell. In order to enter into anything, there is a gate. Na? Like you enter into a temple, there is a gate. So similarly, to enter into hell, there are gates to hell. What are the gates to hell? Text 21. Trividam narakasyedham dwaram nashanam atmana kama krodhas tata lobhas tasmat etat-trayam tyajet. So Lord Krishna is saying, Narakasya Dwaram. There are 3 gates to hell. 3 gates. Right? Through all these 3 gates, you can enter into hell. The first gate is lust. The second gate is anger, krodha. And the third gate is greed. Kama, lobhas, kama, krodhas, tata, lobhas. Lust, anger, greed are 3 gates to hell. So therefore Lord Krishna says, every man should give up these gates, for they lead to degradation of the soul. They destroy the soul, they contaminate the soul. So therefore, if you want liberation, you have to get rid of these 3 things. Text 22. Eter vimukta kaunteya tamodware stribirnara Acharayati atmana shreyas tato yati param gatim. Lord Krishna says, the man who has escaped these 3 gates of hell can actually start spiritual life, and so slowly can attain to the highest destination. Tato yati param gatim. So as long as lust, anger, greed is very prominent, very difficult to take up to spiritual life or progress very fast. So Prabhupada says here, the more one is freed from lust, anger, greed, the more one becomes pure, and the more one actually advances more and more. This is the criteria for advancing in spiritual life, right? So Lord Krishna concludes this chapter with last 2 verses, but very important verses. Text 23. This text 23 is the key, one of the key verse of this chapter, a very important verse of this chapter. Yaha shastra vidim utsrujya vartate kamakarata na siddhim avapnoti na sukham na paramgatim. So here the word is shastra vidim. Shastra vidim means scriptures, rules and regulations of scriptures. Utsrujya, one who gives up. So who is a demon? One who doesn't follow any scriptures. So Lord Krishna says, one who gives up scriptures, one who doesn't follow scriptures means the word of God. One who doesn't follow Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, vartate kama karata. Such a person works for what? Kama karata. Only to fulfill his sense gratification. Because if you don't have God, if you don't have service to God, you just enjoy yourself. For such a person, Lord Krishna says, na sa siddhim avapnoti, na sukham na paramgatim. For such a person who does what he wants, doesn't follow scriptures, he cannot attain perfection. Na siddhim, na sukham, he cannot be happy, and he cannot attain the supreme destination. That means you can't even attain happiness in this world. You cannot even be happy in this world and forget the spiritual world. You'll be miserable in both ways. Right? So Prabhupada explains here, this Krishna conscious movement that Srila Prabhupada founded in 1965, just 2 days ago was the day when Srila Prabhupada incorporated this society in America way back in 1965. This Krishna conscious movement is actually a life-saving society. It's literally saving people from going to hell. People may not realize it, how valuable this society is, but this society is so valuable. This process of bhakti is the only way that can save people from going to hell. Otherwise, people are royally walking towards hell in great happiness. So Prabhupada explains here, therefore one should gradually rise himself to the platform of Krishna consciousness and devotional service. It is then and there that he can attain the highest perfectional stage, not otherwise. If you don't have Krishna consciousness is based on Shastra Vidhi, based on scriptures. If you don't follow scriptural life, if you just act whimsically, then you will not be happy, you will not be perfect, no spiritual destination also. So Prabhupada explains here, this is something that is very, very important, that we try to live life based on scriptures. So Lord Krishna concludes the last verse, text 24. Tasmat shastram paramanam te karya karya vyavastito Gyatva shastram vidhanoktam karma kartum iharasi karya akarya vyavastito. Lord Krishna says one should know what one should know, what is correct, what is wrong, what is one's duty and what is not one's duty, one should know. How you will know? Gyatva Shastra Vidhanoktam. You'll only know this when you read scriptures. So it's very important, if you want to develop divine qualities, very important that we are connected to scriptures and satsang, devotee association. This is the only way. The more we read Gita, Bhagavad, the more we are in touch with scriptures, naturally the divine qualities will come. So these scriptures which are freely available in Krishna conscious movement is something not to be taken for granted. These books are very, very powerful. This can actually transform us completely. Duryodhan didn't hear Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna took time to hear Bhagavad Gita. Therefore he became a great devotee. So hearing scriptures is very, very important. So Lord Krishna says, Gyatva Shastra Vidhanoktam Karma Kartum Iharasi. Tasmat Shastram Paramanam Te. And gradually such a person follows the path of scriptures and gradually becomes more and more elevated. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport here that one should understand Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita and then one should practice the path of bhakti. And the path of bhakti, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Engaging in devotional service, offering food to Krishna, reading Gita, Bhagavad, serving Krishna. If you do this, then it is perfect. So Prabhupada mentions one more point. So Prabhupada says, Shastra is beyond defects. Shastra is called apurusheya. In this world, there are 4 tendencies. One is we commit mistakes, we become illusioned, we commit mistakes, we cheat, right? All these propensities are there. But in scriptures, there is no cheating. There is no mistakes. It is perfect. So if we follow the scriptures, our life will actually be perfect. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Anyone has any questions, any comments? Okay. Thank you very much for patiently hearing. I hope all of y'all are regularly chanting Hare Krishna. Please do that. So we are seeing this in Bhagavad Gita, practically in every chapter. Lord Krishna is explaining this process of chanting Hare Krishna, coming to satsangs. So we have to take this up a little more seriously also, right? Our Janmashtami is coming very close. How many days left now for Janmashtami? We are in 21st July. maybe around 20 days, less than a month. 13th August is our first Janmashtami. We are less than a month. So we have a lot of pamphlets. This time we are doing a Janmashtami in Tanjim in Talegaon Community Hall. So please do take the pamphlets, please do take some coupon books, and please try your bit in collecting donations also, and more important than that, trying to connect more and more people. So beyond the Janmashtami, 1st to 6th September, we are doing a journey of self-discovery course post Ganesh Chaturthi, mostly here only. So you all can keep that course also in mind. So as you all meet people, encourage them to come to the Janmashtami and they register for this course, and hopefully their journey of spiritual life will start. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.